everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Z Unicorn here, and I'm back with
So you're literally just going to sit there without an official apology?
But that's what I was about to
No responsibility whatsoever. You should be ashamed. What disappointment.
Let's do a retake. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Z Unicorn here, and I'm back with another video. Now, I do apologize sincerely for being off the grid, but life was lifing. But I'm back, and I come bearing gifts. So this, I think last week, 2 weeks ago, we had the Nintendo Direct and the State of Play. Now, if you guys don't know what that is or what those are, they're simply just digital showcases by Sony as well as Nintendo, where they show you all of their upcoming games either in the current months or the following year. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to start with the Nintendo Direct. Now, we had a lot of things that they brought. Like, they brought a lot of trailers, so I can't cover every single one of them. So basically, I'm just going to be talking about the games that stood out to me the most, the ones that I would be looking forward to playing. Okay, so I really, what I wanted to do with this video is I simply just wanted to start with rating the games from what I can't wait to play to what I really can't wait to play. So let's get into it. First things first, the first game that stood out to me was Fire Emblem. Now, Fire Emblem, obviously, I mean, I don't know if you guys were thinking it, but I was definitely thinking it. The dude, Todoroki vibes, okay? The graphics, the aesthetic is definitely up my alley. I'm all for like a strategy game. I feel like the combat style is very intriguing. It's interesting. I feel like I'm a strategist. Like, I love games that have to do with strategy. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. For those of you that don't know, the only thing that I did notice though that I didn't particularly fancy was the chess board kinda. I don't know whether it was a map. Obviously these are just trailers, so I'm just going off what I saw in the video. But I didn't particularly like the whole chess board looking combat style. Like, it looks like you have to be able to direct your character to where it is that they're going to actually engage in that combat. So for me personally, I don't know if that's just moving your character and then it zooms into the actual combat or the actual battle. But personally, I didn't really fancy that. But overall, I think it definitely is up my alley, and I definitely can't wait to play it. Okay, so the next game that I'm going to be talking about isn't necessarily a Nintendo-only game. It was released on, or it was announced by Sony. It is on PlayStation as well. And I think you guys can agree with me on this one. It Takes Two. So this game, for It Takes Two, it is a co-op. It does have co-op gameplay, which means that you have to play this game with somebody else, with another controller. Now, the reason why I particularly liked this game was because it gave me some serious Little Big Planet vibes. If you guys don't know what Little Big Planet is, you may know this commonly, or well, currently it's called Sackboy, for those of you that actually do have the new or the latest release on PS5. I love co-op games. I feel like it gives us an opportunity not only to bond with like your person or whoever it is that you're going to be playing it with, but besides that, I actually do like the storyline for the game as well. I mean, this is a couple that is going through issues and they're turned into dolls, and this is the time for them to actually work together to find a way to like kind of exit that whole, doll being, or I don't know how English has gone, guys, but yeah, that's basically the gist of the game. So I definitely like the fact that it's co-op, and also obviously the levels look so dynamic. They look super fun. I love the fact that you have so many things that you can do. So that's one of the reasons why this game made the list. The next game I'm going to talk about didn't really show us much about it, but it definitely made the list because of the genre of the game. So I've kind of gotten into the whole horror game kind of genre currently. Your girl doesn't sleep well. I'm not even going to lie to you. For someone who loves horror games, for someone who likes horror movies, I dream a lot, but it does definitely look interesting to me. I think it would be something that I'll be willing to get into, because this girl is just trying to recover all of her lost memories, and she's on this, I don't know, there's a ship or a house, maybe I've lied about the ship, but she's in some place where, you know, she has to fight or battle these entities, these different entities, and it actually has like this type of game style where you kind of have to ward off those demons or spirits, and for me that's right up my alley. Like maybe it looks like it's up my alley because I'd rather watch someone play it, but I wouldn't mind giving it a shot myself, and that's one of the reasons why this game made the list. Okay, so the next game that I'm going to mention, please do not come for me, you guys. Like, this list is subjective, okay? Like, it's my preference. It's what I would want to play. So if any of you guys have any like yays or nays, please do make sure that you mention it in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is Spongebob Squarepants Cosmic Shake. Now, I love a good goofy game, you guys, and I'm not even going to lie to you. Those guys had me at Jellyfish Fields. They had me at the Jellyfish Fields. Again, I love a game that can allow you to just be goofy. I'm definitely somebody who loves to just act a fool, and I love the fact that you can, you know, just be free. It doesn't always have to be doom and gloom, guys. Like for me, that's one of the reasons why SpongeBob made this list. The graphics are good. The graphics look good. The gameplay also looks pretty fun. I love the fact that they use the actual actors for the animation in the game. So that's definitely going to bring a sense of like nostalgia back to our screens. And yeah, definitely. I mean, who wouldn't want to play SpongeBob SquarePants in a video game like on Nintendo? Like, that's one of the reasons why this game made this list. Okay guys, so the next game that I'm going to be talking about, I'm so sorry for cruising through all of these games. If you do want to, you can simply just go onto YouTube and Google the live streams for Nintendo Direct, and it'll definitely give you a more in-depth view of each of these games. If you don't really know like what it is that I'm talking about, I can't put all the videos in this video because I don't want any issues of copywriting. So yeah, but the next game I'm going to be talking about is Oddballers. Now, for me, I'm a huge Fall Guys fan. Like I said, I love to act a fool, and I feel like Oddballers is it was definitely giving Fall Guys vibes. It has online and local player mode. You can play with your friends, you can also play with people online, and I feel like that's a really, really cool feature to have. And yeah, I feel like it looks fun. The graphics are decent, and at the same time, the gameplay just looks ridiculous, and I'm living for it. I won't even lie, I'm all there for it. So the next game I'm going to be talking about, guys, I think for me was kind of like where it peaked a little bit. So the next game that I'm going to be talking about is Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. Now, I'm not the only person. I think you guys can agree with me. Okay, maybe it's just me. Let me not even try and put words in your mouth. But for me, I'm all into life simulation games. I love playing The Sims. The Sims is like my #1 baby. I know it's a PC game, but that's besides the point. But this game basically is a life simulation game as well as a farming simulation. It enables you to do so many things. There's character customization, and at the same time, you're able to you can grow your crops, you can take care of your animals, you can actually start a family, which was really, really cool to me. I don't think I've ever seen, well, I mean, on Nintendo, don't get me wrong, I did get my Switch, 2 years ago, so I am relatively new to the whole Nintendo scene, but for me, this is right up my alley. I love the fact that how you raise your kids when you do decide to start a family does impact like what career path your child decides to take, and I feel like that's super, super cool. And the fact that the rest of, you know, the characters in game actually starts to age up, chef's kiss, definitely, which is why it made the list. Like I just have to play it. I have to play it, and I hope you guys are looking forward to playing it too. Alright, so the next game that I'm going to be talking about is Octopath Traveller 2. Now, this is a Square Enix production, so I am a little biased in terms of this this review, but I mean, I do have a few things that I didn't particularly fancy myself. Like personally, I didn't particularly fancy the fact that it was in, I mean, it was like 2D meets 3D kinda, but I mean, I love the fact that, you know, you have a storyline. I love the fact that you can follow the adventures of 8 travelers and their stories kind of intertwine. The fact that you can play as each individual traveler, and they have like their own, you know, their own skills, their own skill sets, their own storyline that you're going to follow. And I think that's really, really cool. The fact that it's just so, what's the word? English has gone. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So I think it's interesting. It is something that I'll definitely want to give a shot. I don't know just how bad of a turn off the whole 2D thing will be, but I'm sure as you get into the game, or as I get into the game, I'll probably find it like interesting. I'll probably be like, oh, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why this game made the list. I really am looking forward to playing it, and I'm all things Square Enix, so yeah. The game that I'm gonna be talking about. I know you guys are gonna say, okay guys, we're tired of hearing you say simulation Stella, but I mean, this is what they were presenting and I'm all here for it. I'm not even complaining, because me, I'm all things life simulation, farm simulation. Okay, not like John Deere kind of farm simulation, but farm simulation. But the next game that I'm gonna be talking about is Fae Farm. Now, Fae Farm looks very, very cartoony. I know some people don't really live for the cartoony aesthetic, but personally for me, it's not really that much of a big deal. I love the fact that it looks super, super cutesy. Also, at the same time, the levels look super fun. You can explore different aspects of the realm. Also, what I noticed as well about this game is the fact that it's open world, and that's a huge plus for me. I love games that are open world. It gives you the ability to kind of like explore more. I personally really appreciate that they included that. Also, another feature that I noticed is the fact that you can also do, it can also be multiplayer, so it has a multiplayer mode. So if at all you do have another friend or family member that does own a Nintendo Switch, you can play with them via local play in the game, which is super cool. One of the other cool features that I noticed in the game was the fact that the seasons actually change. Like, I don't know about you guys, but it's the small things for me. Like simple things like this. It could be autumn, it could be winter, it could be spring. All of those season changes or those seasonal changes actually affect different types of spells, or it actually unlocks different aspects of the game, which I find super cool as well. The fact that, you know, small things, something so simple can have a huge impact on gameplay is incredible. So I would definitely recommend you playing Fae Farm. Even if it's cutesy, just give it a shot. Like, you never know how fun life simulations can be until you actually try them. So yeah, that's why this made the list. So guys, this game, okay, it has its pros and its cons. I think it only made this list by virtue of the fact that, like I mentioned earlier in this video, I am a huge Final Fantasy fan. So this might not be up your alley in terms of gameplay, but I feel like it takes us, it's like a blast from the past. We get to experience different movie scores from different series, I mean different games of the Final Fantasy, from the Final Fantasy series. And if anybody knows me, I am a huge sucker for composition. Now, I am a huge Nobuo Uematsu fan, and the fact that I get to relive that experience, for me, the music in all of the Final Fantasy, well, I've only really played two of them, but he's a great composer, and I feel like if I just get to relive even a millisecond of those exceptional compositions, I am going to play it. Even if it means that the gameplay doesn't really align with my aesthetic, or like, you know, like what I like enjoy playing. But I would definitely recommend, for those of you that are Final Fantasy fans, and for those of you that love music and actually pay particular attention to the game or movie scores, I think that this would be up your alley as well. And that's one of the reasons why I put this game on this list. So this next game looks, I mean, it's kind of like two legends that come together to create this masterpiece of goofy, fun, stupidity. I mean, I'm not gonna say stupidity. That no disrespect to the game developers. I mean goofy in a good way, because like I said, I'm all things fun and games. So this next game is Mario plus Rabbids Spark of Hope. Guys, you really need to see this trailer if you haven't already. First of all, I just want to talk about the actual aesthetic of the game. If you guys have played Mario Odyssey or Mario Kart 8, it's pretty much the same graphics, but I think 10 times better. Also, the fact that it's open world as well, so you have the ability to kind of explore the world, collect coins. You also have the ability to purchase things from different vendors. I don't really know how far or how deep the character customization goes, if at all, but that would be a really, really cool feature to have. It's definitely something that I am looking forward to playing, obviously mainly because, I mean, I love the way that it looks already. The graphics, I have no issues with the graphics. The way that it looks is spectacular. Also the cartoon vibe as well is definitely, it's a thing for me. And yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend you guys check it out as well, because number one, Mario is a legend, okay? But then the Rabbids, I don't even understand how that collaboration came about, but I am living for it, and I think that you guys would enjoy it as well, so you should definitely check it out. So don't come for me, but Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End, and the Secret Key. That's a mouthful. That is a mouthful, guys. But I mean, getting back to the game, it is an open world RPG. It's spectacular. I think what stood out to me the most was the character design. I am all for the whole, anime vibe, kind of anime characters, cutesy, cool outfits. It definitely looked like something I would want to play, as well as the combat mode as well. I think that the combat mode particularly stood out to me the most. I just love the fact that it just seems so engaging, and it's cool, and I think you should check it out. Okay guys, so this next game I'm going to be talking about is yet another Square Enix game, and you guys are probably going to be like, okay, two factors, that's first of all, it's a Square Enix game, secondly, her name is in the title. Well, the next game I'm going to be talking about is Harvestella. It's an RPG game, okay, and Harvestella is a life simulation game. Yes, another life simulation game. I don't think I can get enough of any of these life simulation games, but I think that you should definitely check it out as well. What stood out to me the most about this game was the Season of Quietus. It kind of gives me Final Fantasy vibes, because I mean, if you guys have played Final Fantasy X, you would know that Sin comes to destroy Spira, and he can't be destroyed like permanently. He comes back, he's reborn. I mean, if you defeat him, people can actually enjoy a period of peace. So I guess in a way, this kind of gave me Final Fantasy X vibes, and I'm really, really anxious, not really anxious per se, but I'm excited to see where they take the story. I might in a way kind of, because Final Fantasy is here, so that's my biggest fear, but I think if I just try to, and if you try to keep an open mind as well, you'll find little details that kind of make it like its own thing. Like, just don't think about it as Final Fantasy X, but it definitely does look like something I'd love to play. I love the graphics, I love the combat style. I mean, it is kind of strategy based as well, so that's a really cool thing. But yeah, overall, I think you should definitely check it out as well, and that's one of the reasons why it's on this list. The next game I'm going to be talking about is Bayonetta, or Bayonetta 3. I'm so sorry, guys. The Zambian in me just came out there. Sorry. But yeah, Bayonetta 3, the character design, guys, I think this had to be one of the most sophisticated looking. It looked really good. Really good. And they didn't really talk much about the gameplay and whatnot. I mean, they didn't give us a lot about the game, so my review or my comments about it aren't going to be that many. But overall, I think that one, the character design is really cool. The graphics are pretty dope. The combat style as well is really cool. I love the fact that it just looks so engaging, so dynamic, and yeah, you should definitely check it out. Don't have many details, but you should definitely check it out. So the next game that I'm going to be talking about is Master Detective Raincode. Now, if anyone knows me, I love a good detective game. I love having to think, I love having to solve puzzles, and I feel like this game it definitely embodies that, and that's one of the reasons why this game made the list, because one, obviously the character design as well. I can't emphasize this enough, guys. Like, I pay particular attention to these nitty-gritties of the game. Character design, storyline. If they don't have any of these things, like, I mean, one could have either or, but like, I just feel like it's the whole package if it at least has a storyline and if something draws you into actually want to play. And I feel like this game does that. It doesn't always have to be about, you know, having fun or whatever. I mean, you can still have fun, sorry. You can still have fun, but at the same time, it requires you to show some level of intellect. Think about what you're going to do and how you're going to get out of this or solve these mysteries, and I think that's really cool. Alright guys, so we're almost nearing the end of the Nintendo Direct review, but for this next game, I think everybody can agree with me when I say that this was probably I knew it moment. And I live for those moments. And the next game I'm going to be talking about is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Guys, this remaster is insane. It's insane. And also, note, Sephiroth is my husband. It looks fantastic. And this basically just takes you back to events that happened prior to, if at all you have watched the movie, the animation. It kind of just takes you, it looks into anomalies that are kind of occurring in the unit, and they have to kind of determine what is happening basically. And I feel like the storyline is already there right off the bat. They don't even waste any time, and for me, I'm living for that. So yeah, I mean, first of all, the graphics have been upped like tenfold, so that's a huge plus. The fact that also we just kind of get to, it's like a prequel, I guess you could say. The fact that we get that heavy story, for me, is what sold me. And I really can't wait to just kind of engage with all of those characters. Cloud, Sephiroth, I can't wait to engage with all of those characters. It's like a blast from the past yet again. Square Enix just doesn't quit. And I'm glad that they haven't, and I'm glad that they've given us this beautiful gift. And I hope that you guys are looking forward to playing this one as well, because I definitely am. Okay, so the second last game that I'm going to be talking about is Endless Dungeon. Now this is more like a scientific genre based game. I wouldn't normally play scientific genre like games, but for me it stood out to me because it was giving me kind of Torchlight vibes, and I am a fan of Torchlight. It basically surrounds a couple of individuals, or 3 individuals that are trying to escape the station, and you encounter obviously different monsters, different machines that like are just trying to deter you from like actually escaping the station. And I feel like it's definitely a whole vibe. I am interested to play it because I've never really like been into like a scientific kind of, you know, like a scientific setting kind of game, but it looks cool and the graphics are decent enough. And I think that you guys should definitely play it as well. I think you should look forward to actually playing it as well. I mean, I did, so. Or maybe it's just me, Like maybe I'm just... Anyway, it is all about what stood out to me, but I would definitely encourage you guys to check it out. I guess we'll get more details along the way, but you should definitely check it out. And that's one of the reasons why I made the list. Okay guys, now time for the grand finale. I was literally gobsmacked when this game came up because I love it like so much. I may not have played all the classics or the ones that came before it, but I am a huge fan. Now that I've actually started, I don't think there's any going back. But the last game that I'm going to be talking about is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now you guys can agree with me when I say that Breath of the Wild was absolutely breathtaking. The open world, the fact that you can craft items, you can cook, also you have the ability to get your own horses. I know it sounds silly when I say it like this, like you're probably like, no, that's what stood out to you the most in the game. Yes, for me, like I said, it's the small things. And don't even get me started on like the actual aesthetic of Zelda. Like I feel like Breath of the Wild was definitely top tier, and with this new release, I don't think it will be anything short of amazing. And I think one of the things that stood out to me the most as well in this particular trailer, there was no dialogue. We didn't really understand what the storyline was. I guess they were just giving us little sneak peeks as to what to expect in the game. But Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for me is my number one on the list. I definitely want to play this. The music stood out to me as well. I just absolutely loved everything about the trailer, and I really can't wait to play it. And I know you guys are looking forward to playing it as well. I can't be the only one who shares this excitement, but that's definitely number one on my list. And with that said, I mean the Nintendo Direct is done. But now we move on to Sony's State of Play. Okay guys, so now we've come to our Sony State of Play segment. It was kind of short, like the live stream was about like an hour long, but I mean I didn't particularly watch the Nintendo Direct and the State of Play on the exact day. I had to get up to speed the day after, so at that point they had already put the short version where it was like 22 minutes long, but in that 22 minutes, guys, Sony literally just said it's all about quality, not quantity. And I was just like, every single thing that just pulled up was just like, wow. And for sure, you guys will definitely see what I mean when I talk about these games. Well, not in depth, but yeah. So the first game that I'm going to be talking about is Like a Dragon, Ishin. I hope I've said that right. Forgive me if my pronunciation is off, but it's based in Samurai era Japan, and it's a super cool game in the sense that the graphics, I can't even begin to imagine. I personally don't own a PS5 yet, but I can only imagine what this will look like on PlayStation 5. The graphics are really good. Also the fact that it has a really cool kind of blade style combat. It looks good. Like I just love the fact that they use katanas. I'm a huge fan of katanas. If anybody knows, even if it's just a fake one, guys, just let me know where I can find one. Help us please. But I really like this game because I'm all things for samurais. I'm all things like ancient Japan. I'm sure you guys can agree with me when I talk about Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Tsushima, like some people would say. It's a phenomenal game, phenomenal. I haven't played it yet, but everything about it just looks so exquisite, and I kind of got, I won't even say I got the same vibes, but I mean it's just the fact that it is based in ancient Japan, and yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why this game made the list. Okay, so the next game that I'm going to be talking about is probably going to be, I mean, it's like okay, we knew that one was going to be there. And that is Hogwarts Legacy. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I haven't read all the books. We read a few of them like in primary, but like I haven't finished all of them, so I just don't know how amazing the story is like in the actual book, but I really am looking forward to playing this game. The graphics look dope. Also just the fact that you can conjure up your own spells, and I mean it's Harry Potter. Who would want to play, who would want to immerse themselves in the land of Hogwarts and just see what kind of mischief and just adventures that they can get up to. So I'm really looking forward to playing this game. So I don't really know much about this one based off the State of Play showcase, but Pacific Drive, that's the next game that I'm going to be talking about. It is a first-person mode game, and you're basically just driving. You're basically just driving and trying to... It does look like it's kind of based in a post-apocalyptic world. I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but either way, they're just trying to evade all of these monsters and what do they call them? Elements. Like there's fire, there's lightning. You're just trying to avoid all of these things, and it looks really, really cool to play. I mean, I think I've played a couple of first-person games, and I'm not really a first-person kind of person, first-person player kind of person. I prefer third-person, but it looks cool, and I would be open to playing it because obviously the aesthetic is cool. The graphics are good, and it just looks overall fun. So I hope you guys can check that one out as well, and that's why it made the list. Let me not discriminate just because I don't have a PS5. The day will come, but the games I'm going to be talking about are PS5 exclusives, and I'm sure you guys, if you did watch the showcase, you guys would agree with me that Stellar Blade, the Project Eve, looks exceptional. I mean, the fight style was really cool. The character style was also really, really cool. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, drooling over Eve or whatever, but like, yeah, I mean, she can do a few backflips or whatever, but that's fine. I'm just being a hater, mind you. But it looks really, really cool. Overall, I didn't really get much else out of it besides the fact that the graphics were dope. Fighting style also looks really, really cool. But like I did say, it is a PS5 exclusive, so if you do not have a PS5 console, you cannot play this game. So just be like me and save up. But yeah, that's why this game made the list. It looks incredible. It really does look incredible. Okay guys, so this is another samurai based or samurai era. It's kind of like samurai meets early England, and for me, anything that has anything to do with samurais and Japan, I'm there. Also, this game is a PS5 exclusive game, and it is called The Rise of the Ronin. So for me, I'm definitely just eager to see what exactly is happening here. I just want to see how Japan meets early England, and I can see them using guns, I can see the samurais using the katanas obviously, but the graphics look really, really good. Combat style also looks good. Gameplay, I can't complain. It does look like an open world game, so I'm living for that already. Also, I think the overall aesthetic, really, I think the world itself does look really, really good as well. Like, I have no complaints, and I would just love to give it a try just to see what exactly, just to immerse myself in the story and just see what is going on, because samurais and British soldiers, okay, yeah, but it definitely does look interesting, and I think you should check it out as well. I don't even know, I don't even feel worthy at this point. I feel like I need to do something, like do fireworks, bring, I don't know, a freaking parade for the last game that I'm going to be talking about. Now, if you guys are fans of the early releases of this game, God of War Ragnarok is coming in November. We have waited for a very, very long time, my friends, and it is finally here. And well, I've been a fan of the God of War games for a very, very long time. For me, God of War, everything God of War I've always loved. I've always loved ancient Greece. I love Greek mythology, and I just feel like even the release on PlayStation 4 for me was just breathtaking. The storyline, the graphics. We saw a different side to Kratos. He's an old man now, he's a father, and at the same time he's just trying to leave his past about him being a god. He just wants to leave it behind, and the fact that he actually found somebody to love him and he actually raised a family with this woman is just a totally different side to Kratos I don't think any of us expected to see. So the storyline was just impeccable, and another thing that stood out to me the most about this trailer specifically is the scripting. Death can have me when it has earned me. At that point, I was just dead. I was dead. I mean, the scripting is incredible. The storyline, obviously, I mean, Atreus is on a journey to just kind of like discover himself. He wants to know where he comes from. He wants to know what his journey is, what his path is. And then at the same time, we have Freya, who's on this, journey of revenge, and she wants to kill them and everything. No, you killed my son who tried to kill me. Overall, jam-packed. And then on top of that, it looks hella mystical. Like, it just looks a lot more mystical than it did like in the first game. And don't even get me started on the battle with Thor. Guys, that battle, if it's not the final battle, then I don't know. I don't know. But overall, guys, this is the last game that I'm going to be talking about. I know every single person has high expectations for this game. It is the most anticipated game on the PlayStation platform at the moment. I'm sure you guys can agree with me on that. Yeah, so like, if at all you do want to check out the trailer, please do if you haven't already. This is the most anticipated game, I think, for me, and it was the one that stood out the most to me for the Sony State of Play showcase. So God of War Ragnarok is definitely my number one pick. Alright guys, we have come to the end of this video. I know that I was kind of cruising through all of the games, and I know I probably didn't like touch up on all the points that I wanted to touch up on. I mean, there was a lot to talk about. I tried to kind of peruse through everything that I did write down, but I do hope that you guys kind of picked a few things from this video, and I will link all the names of these individual games in the description, just so that you can go check them out if at all you do want to check them out on YouTube. I will put them in the description box, and I'm just curious to hear what you guys, what stood out to you guys. I want to know what it is that stood out to you guys on the individual platforms, whether it was a Nintendo Direct or whether it was a State of Play. I would really love to hear what you guys are looking forward to playing, and if at all you disagree with any of my choices. I know I have a few questionable choices, but I'm really anxious to hear what you guys have to say. So please do comment in the section below. Let me know what you guys think, if I missed anything, or if at all you agree with anything. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And also at the same time, guys, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for watching this video up until the end. Even if you're not a returning subscriber, if you're just here like passing through, and if you did watch this video to the end, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I guess that's it, guys. If at all you do want to follow me, my socials as per usual will be on the screen. Just, check a girl out, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Check a girl out, just, support your sister. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for your time. I can't wait to see y'all in the next one, but until then, stay quirky and catch you later.